Hello people, it is I, a nerd named BT. Welcome back to another video after a very long while. Today guys, we are going to be doing a little show and tell of the most recent announcement from today, which is a new maximum monster from the Megaroad Pack, which is the new 100 card set for Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush Duel. So this is a new addition to the Magnum Overlord series, with the form taking on the beast form of the Magnum ship, while the other forms are of course the Magnum ship and the Magnum God or Lord. Can't remember the name of it right now. So there's a reason I wanted to bring this up, because first of all, it is a maximum, and maximum monsters are a very rare commodity in the Rush Duel game. And of course there's another reason: this is the first maximum monster to have purely continuous effects. That's right, it has 3 continuous effects. Before, we've only had maximum of 2 continuous effects, being on Dynamix and Excavator. So basically what this means is that there's no activatable effects, no triggering effects on this monster, and they will always be in play, which means that there's a new form of fighting against maximums that you have to keep an eye out for. So let's get into reading the effects from left to right pieces. Supreme Beast Magnum Overlord Ello, a level 4 Dark Machine maximum effect monster. 800 attack, 0 defense, requirement maximum mode. Continuous effect. This card gains 500 attack times the number of monsters your opponent controls, and if there's 10 or more monsters in your graveyard, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. So of course this has all the greatest things that you can ask for in terms of a machine and maximum monster. It has a continuous effect where it gains attack for your opponent when they start gaining advantage. This is a very big notable thing, especially since we have cards like X-Scorm, who is primarily played because of its continuous attack gain, along with its drawing effect is another case, but a monster that can continuously get bigger as your opponent gains more advantage is a really strong monster. And of course, as most of you know, for Rush Duel, having piercing damage on anything is a really needed thing, especially if you want to try to close a game before your opponent can get back into it. So of course, starting off, this is a really good card, a really good effect, and it makes him more of a threat and adds more of a timer. Up next is Supreme Beast Magnum Overlord, level 10 Dark Machine maximum effect monster. Maximum mode 3,500 attack, base form 1900 attack, and 0 defense, so a very small monster. You can maximum summon this card with L and R of Overlord. Requirement maximum mode, continuous effect. This card cannot be destroyed by the effect of your opponent's trap cards, so a very standard base effect for maximum monster. So it's nothing too amazing. But the main feature of this card you want to keep an eye out is of course always the attack and the attack points of a maximum monster. 1900 is never that impressive, but in some case scenarios you can still tribute summon it, and with the field spell up you can make it into a 2300 beat stick, though we will get into that in a little bit. And finally, Supreme King Beast Magnum Overlord R, a level 3 Dark Machine, maximum effect monster, 500 attack, 0 defense, continuous effect. During your opponent's turn, or during the turn that your opponent special summons a level 5 or higher monster face up, while this card is face up on your field, your opponent can't activate the effects of level 10 or lower face up monsters. This is the main thing that I wanted to bring up that made this so interesting. So it is a continuous effect that only becomes active when your opponent special summons a monster. And by doing this, we basically have a floodgate that locks out all effect monsters your opponent controls, though it will not do much against your opponent when they have to do normal summon effects. So of course, if your opponent has something like Doom King, then yes, they won't be able to activate the effect, but they're not allowed to special summon monsters before they do so. So this is a very terrifying effect that you really have to think about, and which rule might actually put this as a formidable opponent against most decks. Now granted, this won't stop something like Ice Age Impact or, of course, Seal Array, which will get it through, and things like Death Doom, which mainly trigger on normal summon, but all the other effects will be special summon, so your opponent still has to keep an eye out for it. So that is the new Overlord. But there is more to it than just that. We have the new Legend spell card, Reoccurring Nightmare. Another fun import from the Yu-Gi-Oh game. It's a normal spell card, Legend, requirement none. Effect: choose 2 dark monsters with 0 defense in your graveyard, add them to your hand. This is a very big thing, especially considering that they released it, or they revealed it with the new Overlord. Reoccurring any 2 dark monsters from graveyard or 0 defense and add them to your hand is basically a +1 in card advantage and somewhat replaces the legend card Monster Reincarnation as the primary spell used for maximum monsters, but it will still be used in most other maximum decks. But in terms of Overlord, this is something that you're going to be seeing a lot of and makes the deck a fair bit more consistent, especially when you can use Magical Stone to discard 2 cards, add this battle card back to your hand, then you can add 2 maximum pieces from graveyard to your hand. So you go -1 in order to get back 2 maximum pieces, which is honestly a very fair, a very powerful, I can't say fair as of yet, very powerful effect. Well, anyways, guys, that was the new Maximum Monster. I hope y'all enjoy it, and I hope y'all look forward to seeing future Maximum decks in play after this set's release. So once again, I hope y'all enjoyed, and I'll see y'all next time.